tricked the vehicle. Made my heart jump.
Lightning strikes not once, but multiple times.
And lightning struck again on a street light across the street,
setting 2 homes on fire in Sundance, leaving neighbors shaken. The same summer storm unleashes heavy downpours and hail, submerging streets and vehicles.
During Stampede, we double in size.
And pride. The Calgary business proudly behind several of this year's Stampede parade floats.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Camilla Di Giuseppe.
Good evening. A fierce summer storm battered parts of southeast Calgary earlier today. If the flash flooding that submerged streets and vehicles wasn't enough, 2 homes in Sundance, just meters apart, were both struck by lightning.
And the lightning struck, and tree debris and acorns and tree debris fell on the street right beside me.
Neighbors were left shaken and firefighters raced to the scene. The first home hit by lightning on Sunmount Close also damaged a gas line, further fueling the fire. CFD and ATCO worked to clamp the line, and damage was limited to the home's exterior. No one was home at the time. Around the corner on Sun Valley Drive, residents escaped after lightning pierced the roof, igniting a fire in a second-story bedroom, which spread into the walls and attic.
We do have 2 fire investigators on scene as well, because we are treating these as 2 different incidents, but it did happen around the same time, and it did appear to be most likely originated from lightning strikes.
I've not seen it like that in a residential area. I've been in other situations where I have seen strikes, but they were a mile or 2 away, and I didn't feel in danger. But this one, it was shocking.
Both fires were knocked down, but crews remained on scene throughout the night. No injuries were reported. That same storm system is also responsible for flash flooding in several southeast neighborhoods. In some cases, vehicles were completely submerged, streets and intersections turned into lakes. A few basements also flooded, and several manhole covers popped off. Seton, Cranston, Wolf Willow, and Auburn Bay were among the communities impacted by the sudden storm. It also produced small hail and heavy rain. A less severe storm also rolled through parts of the northeast, causing streets to flood in Taradale. Gina Martin is in with our first look at the weather. So much active weather.
Yeah.
Can we expect a little more peaceful conditions for Canada Day?
Perhaps in the morning. There is the chance for some thunderstorms to develop in the afternoon, though. We're kind of just in a locked pattern here where it comes to the morning looking nice, warm, sunny, and then we get those late afternoon thunderstorms. We also have the smoke that can inhibit or enhance these conditions as well, depending how thick it is. So we have to keep that all in mind. That's just a lot of variables in play when it comes to the weather forecast over the next couple of days here. But we're seeing those clearing conditions overnight after, yes, a pretty active afternoon and evening. We'll cool down to a low of 12 and another day of 20 degrees for tomorrow. But yes, if you do have some outdoor Canada Day plans, you're going to want to keep a close eye on the forecast.
Gina, thank you so much. Kananaskis remains under a state of local emergency, but most of the 2,000 people stranded in the area are now able to leave. Highway 40 is reopened to traffic in both directions from Highway 1 to Kananaskis Village. But barricades blocking several hiking trails and picnic spots remain. Alicia Fieldberg reports.
The Evan Thomas Bridge washed out after more than 100 millimeters of rain fell in Kananaskis Sunday and Monday, prompting a state of local emergency. Tuesday morning, hundreds of people stuck at Mount Kidd Campground were told concerns with another bridge near the site might trap them there much longer.
But they said that there's a bridge a little bit further down that isn't completely gone, but it's unstable, and that it needs some repair work, and that worst case scenario, we might be stuck here for a couple of weeks.
Tuesday afternoon, that bridge near the campsite reopened, and people at Mount Kidd were able to leave on the southbound route to Longview. Alberta Park says it could be days before the Evan Thomas Bridge is fixed. And of the 2,000 people originally trapped in Kananaskis, only a couple of dozen were still stuck.
There's about 50 people, and it's the blockages on the Smith-Dorian Trail that are the issue right now.
Alberta Park says nobody has been hurt in the floods, but about 20 backcountry hikers were airlifted out due to concerns about water levels in the area. Highway 40 opened from Highway 1 all the way to Kananaskis Village, so the Pomeroy Kananaskis Mountain Lodge can accept hotel guests and visitors again.
Unfortunately, we weren't able to welcome anybody last night. With the road being fully opened overnight, we are absolutely open to welcome our guests.
It's welcome news to this family from Arizona who were not able to make their reservation here Monday night when the road was closed, but finally fulfilled their vacation plans.
We're lucky to be here. We were trying to make plans this morning to stay somewhere else and got the call that we could check in, so I was very happy.
The highway is still closed past the village, meaning guests can't reach Kananaskis Golf Course. It's not open right now anyway because it's damaged from all the water, but nothing like the floods in 2013.
The 2026 impact has been mostly cosmetic. We're going to have our team, out there tackling this challenge here right now. We expect to have 18 holes ready for play on Monday, July the 6th.
Some hiking trails and day use areas are also closed, so visitors should check conditions before heading out.
Troll Falls is probably our most popular hike in the Kananaskis Village area, and it is closed. It's dangerous to go there right now, but there are some trails certainly at the back of the property here that are quite safe.
Alberta Park says it could be some time before all the trails and Highway 40 are fully reopened because of the concerns of water hazards. Alicia Fieldberg, CTV News, Kananaskis.
In Calgary, 3 paddleboarders had to be rescued from the Bow River near Edworthy Park today. The fire department's aquatic team got to the adult and 2 youths who were hanging onto a cluster of trees in the fast-moving water. They were wearing life jackets. The fire department is warning people about the risks of going in or near the Bow and Elbow rivers. The Bow's river flow was up by more than 500 cubic meters per second. That's nearly twice the amount that triggers a river safety advisory. The high flow rates are expected to continue through the week. Calgary's Supervised consumption site closed its doors for the final time late tonight. Addiction recovery services will be found at the Sheldon Schumer instead as the province transitions to a new model of care. Jordan Canagan reports.
Working near the Supervised consumption site in Calgary nearly every day, Julie Fleming has seen safety issues caused by some of its users.
I've seen them cross roads when they shouldn't be crossing roads. I've seen them laying down in the middle of the streets. Safety-wise, it's concerning, and I think not just for them, but for everyone around. I think it's a good thing that it needs to shut down.
Nearly a decade after first opening in the Beltline, that SafeWorks site will be closed as of Tuesday night. Community concerns being one of the biggest reasons why.
The site itself was a site of frustration for businesses and local residents. The thing that's worrying to me is that although the site itself is going away, the people who are using that site are not going away.
The Alberta government is instead transitioning the space to an addictions clinic and treatment center with nurses, counselors, and social workers. Some worry it won't be enough.
The reason that these sites need to exist in the first place is because of the unregulated nature of the drug supply, and offering people who already consume unregulated drugs access to a predictable legal supply of drugs would actually significantly reduce the need for these services to begin with.
Honestly, I'm a little worried. I'm worried that people won't have a place to go, and then it will just see more humans in distress on our streets.
A 24/7 recovery response team will also start in the community on Wednesday to help people who are suffering from an overdose.
As long as there's a replacement provided in terms of the services that our most vulnerable Calgarians need, then we don't skip a beat in terms of the public safety element. But again, it has to be net new contributions from the provincial government to match the net new contributions that we've been making at the city level.
Jordan Canagan, CTV News, Calgary.
Albertans who qualify can apply for the province's $100 energy rebate starting tomorrow. The one-time payment announced by the Premier earlier this month is meant to replace a gas tax cut. It's available to Albertans over 18 years old who filed a tax return and have a household income under $225,000. The $100 is not taxable and does not have to be reported to the Canada Revenue Agency. A portal on the Government of Alberta website will come online tomorrow, and you can access it at alberta.ca. The city of Calgary is hosting several events for Canada Day. The main stage has been moved to Prince's Island Park, where work is underway to prepare for festivities. Eau Claire Plaza will also host events this year, along with several other locations like the Confluence and East Village. Officials are watching the smoke and potential for rain, but add there's still plenty to do in any condition.
A lot of our activities and events take place indoors. So the municipal building, we have a ton of event partners with all kinds of amazing programming that's planned only all indoors. There's plenty to do, rain or shine, smoke or less smoke.
Canada Day fireworks are set to launch at 11 p.m. from Stampede Park. The park will be closed to viewers, but Max Bell Center's parking lot will be open for fireworks viewing only. The Stampede Parade is just days away. For one local business, it's grind time, trying to get several floats ready for the route. Tyler Barrow has more.
The tiniest of details for the grandest of shows. Preparations are in the final hours at Foamworks, which is constructing 5 floats for Friday's Stampede Parade.
Stampede's such a busy season for us. We just grow exponentially at this time of the year.
The company doubles its staff for the greatest outdoor show on earth. It begins designing in December and building in February. This year, its projects include a sculpture for the airport, which has taken about 500 man-hours.
This is usually the time of year where we really get to think outside of the box and create something really special.
Also among its clients, Stampede Moving and Storage.
The Calgary Stampede is such an iconic event, as everybody knows, and being a part of the parade as our way of, just showing that we're here for the long term.
The Calgary Marathi Association will be in the parade for a 5th year, but this is its first time with a float. Its sculpture includes a beaver playing field hockey and a tiger playing hockey.
Very happy that we have a 12 feet tall float. It kind of talks about the beautiful similarities between the Canadian culture and the Indian culture.
Love the fact that the parade is such a Calgary institution and we get to be a big part of that. And all of these companies get to share in that event.
Foamworks artistry can be found off the parade route too. It has several sculptures which will be featured on the Stampede grounds. Tyler Barrow, CTV News, Calgary.
Coming up, nearing the deadline for a pipeline proposal submission to Ottawa. The province may be ready to pitch it, but does anyone want to build it? Stay with us. Fire crews battled smoke and flames at Two Rivers Distillery in the southeast this afternoon. The fire broke out at the rear of the building. Calgary Fire says barrels and distilling equipment were found inside. The fire was knocked down and crews checked neighboring businesses for damage. About 20 dogs and 2 people inside a pet grooming establishment were kept indoors as a precaution. Everyone in the distillery got out safely. An investigation is underway. Alberta Health Services quietly scrapped a reimbursement policy for preventative testing and scans last year before the province announced plans to unveil a dual health care model. AHS says because of the policy changes with Bill 29 from the province and low uptake to the program, it was discontinued. It says about 5 people annually met the criteria to be reimbursed. Patients were required to complete multiple steps, but AHS would not say what they were. It comes as the province announced its dual health care model that will reimburse you for a private test you self-referred for if a previously unknown condition such as cancer or a heart condition is determined to be serious to life-threatening.
Who were the people that learned about it? How were they accessing it? Even those who were attempting to access it, the vast majority got denied. And it's not really clear what was going on. And now we have a government that's canceling the program without really saying why or what was happening. So there has been basically no transparency since this program started.
Hospitals Minister Adriana LaGrange tells CTV News this was an AHS-led initiative and no ministerial direction was ever given on this specific policy. Alberta's Bill 29, the Health Statutes Amendment Act, will take effect in September. A law firm has filed a class action suit after a separatist group obtained the personal information of 2.9 million Albertans. Cooper Regal has brought the suit on behalf of anyone whose name, address, phone number, postal code, and elector identification information was exposed in the data breach. It also proposes a vulnerable person subclass that would apply to individuals hiding from domestic violence, elected officials, peace officers, and others whose safety may depend on the confidentiality of personal information. Several defendants are named in the class action, including the Alberta government, the Centurion Project, its leader David Parker, and the Republican Party of Alberta. Albertans will learn more about a proposal for a new West Coast bitumen pipeline this week, but don't expect to hear how much it'll cost taxpayers ahead of a major announcement Thursday. Ottawa says the pipeline still doesn't have a private sector proponent. Tim Brooke has more.
Ahead of a midnight deadline, PM Mark Carney is on his way to Alberta to talk about the province's pipeline submission.
We've been in close contact, the Premier and I, our teams as well.
When the PM and Premier meets, they will likely discuss the absence of a private proponent for that new pipeline to Tidewater. Carney confirmed Tuesday the proposal still does not have a financial backer. Experts aren't surprised.
If you're still trying to talk about a Fortune 500 company a few weeks before your announcement, that really says you have nothing to work with, right?
Right now, major producers have alternatives for their product, including Enbridge and TMX expansions and a new South Bow line proposal.
And that's 1.2 million barrels a day of capacity that could come on quicker, probably with lower risk, and very likely with much lower cost.
And so, Premier Danielle Smith will likely opt to kickstart this project with taxpayer money.
She's seeking to de-risk this investment, which I'm sure proponents would be interested to see it progress and may likely champion it once it gets through the regulatory process.
Whether that will happen remains a point of contention.
I'm sure they'll find it if they have to.
You should try.
I'm not confident at all.
If the province can't find a backer, one spending watchdog worries it'll be a repeat of the Justin Trudeau government's 2018 pipeline purchase.
This is very frustrating. This would be a big waste of taxpayers' money if this is what happens on Thursday. We're very concerned.
Tim Brooke, CTV News, Calgary.
Both Premier Smith and Energy Minister Brian Jean turned down interview requests today. Well, Gina's up next with her Skywatch forecast, and the smoke seems to be fading away a bit, and hopefully the rain is gone for now. Those details and more next.
Well, it was a very active day on the storm front for southern Alberta, and we could see that storm potential continue really throughout the rest of the work week here, including tomorrow on Canada Day. When we look at our temperatures for today, we managed to get to a high of 20 in Calgary, so in that seasonal range, 21 for Edmonton, and the temperature stays pretty consistent over the next couple of days here. We'll be in the low 20s for the most part throughout the rest of the week before we get a nice warm up starting to develop by next week. But like I mentioned, 20 again for Calgary tomorrow, 25 if you're joining us in Lethbridge, Brooks, 26 for Medicine Hat. But we're all wondering, yeah, the temperature is nice, but are we going to be dealing with any more rain, especially if we have some outdoor plans for Canada Day? The answer is maybe. Looks like on our rainfall chart here, we could see an uptick in some activity around the 3 o'clock hour there tomorrow. And it looks like, again, it could pick up throughout the 5, 6 o'clock hour, pretty similar to what we saw tonight. But walking through the future cast here, models right now suggesting storm cell development won't be as powerful or as organized as it turned out being today, but still seeing some showers possible around 5:30, between 6:30 tomorrow. This moves out pretty quickly, but as we advance to Thursday afternoon, starting to see a bit more of a higher potential earlier in the day for storms. That's probably due to the fact we're going to get that smoke moving out, more heat developing on the surface, and that creates that instability, especially when it's convecting off of the foothills there. And then it clears out for Thursday evening. So it's just a bit of a rinse and repeat situation for Calgary for the next couple of days here. We're seeing that instability trend in Red Deer and Drumheller as well. But if you're heading more to the extreme south, you're going to escape that situation, especially if you're in Lethbridge, Pincher Creek, Medicine Hat, all looking really nice for the next 5 days here. Lots of sunshine, high pressure moving in that part of the province, and that's really going to help increase the heat as well. 27 degrees for Medicine Hat on Friday there. Our Canada Day here in Calgary, again, 20 degrees. We have about a 40% chance of thunderstorms throughout the afternoon and into the evening. Again, that storm potential increases on Thursday. And unfortunately, first day of Stampede, it looks like we might encounter some late day thunderstorms as well.
All right, Gina, thank you. Everyone has a favorite, but there's no harm in trying something new. We're at Foothills Creamery next, where the experts are testing new ideas for bold new flavors of ice cream. Foothills Creamery has been making butter and ice cream in Calgary since 1969. The company boasts more than 80 flavors of ice cream, and it's always trying new combinations to see if they become favorites with Western Canadians. Our Kevin Fleming chilled out with the tastemakers today.
The operation is in full swing for the summer, and 56,000 liters of cream in these vats is pasteurized and then turned into butter.
So our process of making butter is we churn the butter. The byproduct of that is buttermilk, and then we're capturing the buttermilk and then using it as our first ingredient in ice cream and our soft serve mixes.
Josh Renning heads operations here and is taking a few guests for a tour. He says the buttermilk is turned into a white or chocolate base mix and cooled.
The magic happens in the room there, where you're actually adding your color, your flavor, your ingredients to make each individual ice cream that way.
And there are a lot of flavors, more than 80. Scott Wagner says it's an ebb and flow, with some being retired and other new ones brought into the mix. All 90 staff members are encouraged to come up with ideas for new flavors by writing them on this board.
Yeah, we have some great food scientists here that kind of take a small batch of ice cream and make it in a little countertop freezer and mix stuff together, and then we taste it and try it, and we're like, yeah, that tastes pretty good. Let's make a big batch of it.
For the month of July, the creamery has come up with a take on the Shaft cocktail drink with coffee and vodka, partnering with local suppliers.
The world of ice cream is way out of my realm of imagination for work, but it's really exciting that it is, and it just plays so well into the cocktail culture and ice cream, and the Shaft just like makes so much sense together.
Mike Wenslaw is impressed at the operation and never thought his coffee would be used as an ingredient for ice cream.
It is a surreal experience for sure. You know, every kid wants to kind of get their fingers in, so to speak, and create an ice cream flavor, and this has been really great for that.
On this day, New York cherry cheesecake is on the production line, and they'll make close to 17,000 liters by end of shift. Kevin Fleming, CTV News, Calgary.
Foothills Creamery is celebrating National Ice Cream Day, July 19th, with its 5th annual ice cream eating contest. Delicious. All right, that's it for us here at CTV News at 11:30. Thank you for watching. We will see you soon. Have a good night.